Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be taking a look at this semi-hype beast, Chanel Le Lion, the lion. In case you don't understand my pitch perfect French. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the fragrance with you guys. I'm going to show you the presentation, it's pretty simple. And I'll let you guys know whether or not I personally really like this fragrance or if I think that the bit of hype that it's gotten is overblown. So let's jump into it. Now we'll talk price really quickly before we jump into the presentation. This size right here, this is 2.5 ounces, 75 milliliters. Kind of looks like a miniature bottle almost, at least when you compare it to the big boy, the 200 milliliter size bottle. This one costs $200, and then the larger size costs $350. And I bought this actually right after it came out off of Chanel's website. So I've had it for a little while now. I do like ordering off Chanel and Dior.com both, because you get a nice little package from them. They put a couple little freebies in there. I do know that some people have better luck calling actual boutiques and then ordering the fragrance from the boutique, because then they can negotiate and get some more little freebies with it. I'm kind of an introvert, yeah, believe it or not. So I don't really want to call a place with somebody I don't know, because I would just end up sounding awkward. So I just buy it off the good old internet. So here's the box, and there's really not much to see. It says Chanel down at the bottom, and that's it. Just 4 white sides of a plain box. On the back, you have the size, 75 mils, Chanel logo up at the top. And on the bottom, that's where you're gonna find your ingredients and your badge code. And my badge code is 5901. The box opens up like this, bottle sits down in there, and frankly, the box is super cheap for a fragrance that's this high of quality. But you know, box doesn't really matter all that much. The bottle I like. It's simple, it's classy. You got the name of the fragrance, name of the house right there on the front, and that is it as far as the bottle goes. Your badge code is imprinted in the glass on the back toward the bottom. And then the cap is, of course, magnetic, really high quality, very nice. If you spin it, it'll pop up, so it always kind of rights itself. And I'll spray a couple sprays for you guys so you can check out the atomizer. Ooh, nice. So like I said, I've had this one for a while now and just haven't gotten around to reviewing it until now. Also, I wanted to take a little more time with it and wear it, you know, now and again out in the heat, and also to the office and places like that and see how it works. So when you first spray this one on, you get a quick blast of bright citrus, kind of effervescent. There's bergamot, there's lemon, and that gets swallowed up pretty quickly by a leathery, resinous kind of amber and labdanum mixture. You got a little bit of patchouli and musk that lurk underneath pretty early on, but that labdanum especially comes in very early, and that becomes the most prominent part of the fragrance for the entirety of its lifespan. It's got this kind of dark honeyed sweetness to it. It smells very nice, rich, and inviting to an extent. And that honey, it smells almost like you have a little bit of this smokiness from incense wafting in and around it. And it lends this very nice, smooth, sweet consistency to that already sweet, but in a slightly different way, leathery labdanum, because that comes across a little more resinous. There are so many different facets of the fragrance that you'll pick out as the fragrance dries down, little things popping in and out here and there, but it's all done very well. It's really smooth, nothing rough around the edges, nothing sticks out like a sore thumb. It's all blended together perfectly. And into the dry down, it does retain that warm, spicy, resinous feeling, but as it dries down, the longer that it's on your skin, it gets a little bit dustier, a little bit more powdery, but it never becomes what I would consider a truly powdery fragrance. There's a nuance, there's a hint of it, little puffs of dust or powder, but it never becomes, like I said, a full-on powdery scent. One of my favorite parts of the fragrance is when it hits the dry down and you get this rich, smoky vanilla. So it goes from this almost honeyed sweetness, and then that honey kind of falls off to the side and you get this vanilla that comes up underneath it. It kind of takes the place of the honey and does retain that smokiness that I talked about earlier, that incensey kind of vibe that wafts around with the honey. And then to top it all off, you have this almost enveloping sandalwood that kind of hugs all the notes and brings them together, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't. It's a fragrance that has a classic scent profile, while at the same time is completely modern, obviously, because it came out this year. It does have some similarities to some other fragrances that have come before it. The most glaringly obvious is going to be Shalimar from Guerlain. Now, Shalimar is like one of the classics of all classics when you're talking fragrances in general. Yes, it's a fragrance that's marketed toward women, but I know lots of guys that wear it. And there is a close enough of a similarity between that one and this one that if you're familiar with Shalimar, you're gonna pick up the influence, we'll say, of Shalimar in this scent. There's also bits and pieces, frankly, of a lot of different fragrances in Le Lion. Ombre Sultan from Serge Lutens, there's a little bit of that in here. There's a bit of Coromandel, also from Chanel. And frankly, there's probably 5, 6, 7 other fragrances that do have shared bits and bobs with this one. None of them are close enough that they would make this purchase redundant. And I would say of the bunch, the one that this does share the most similarity to is going to be Shalimar. None of that though is to take anything away from this fragrance, because it smells hella nice. It smells great. And the more I wear this, the more I like it. The first time I wore it, the second time I wore it, I thought, you know, this is nice, but maybe it is playing too heavily into that semi-old school oriental vibe. You know, it's going maybe too far over there to where if I wore it, I would think, it's great, but it has too much of that classic feel. It smells dated. But no, the more I wore it, like I said, the more it grew on me, and then I came to just absolutely love it. It is great. Let's talk about the projection and the longevity really quickly. In terms of longevity, off my skin, 12 plus hours. It stays there forever. That's a figure of speech. It does not actually legitimately stay there forever. But 12 plus hours, that's good. Off clothing, until you wash it, basically. Yeah, spray it on a shirt, spray it on a jacket. It's gonna be there for a long time. Projection is also solid, above average, but not as good as the longevity. So the first couple hours, it projects heavily off my skin. If I spray it on my arm, you know, on my wrist, anywhere on my body, frankly, I'm gonna pick up whiffs of it, big whiffs. And then after it heads through the mid, starts to get into the dry down, then it mellows out a bit, softens up a bit, sits a little closer to the skin, still projects well, just not as beastly as initially. Of course, that's pretty much every fragrance ever made. So all this said, this resinous feeling, this leathery labdanum that it has, this smokiness, this sweetness, when would you wear it? Fall and winter. I mean, if you wanted to, I guess you could wear it in the summer. I've done that a bit, but it's not really the best time, I would say. And in terms of daytime or nighttime use, more of an evening wear kind of fragrance. You can wear it during the day, it just leans more toward the night. Kind of like Darkwing Duck, or Batman, or Patrick Bateman. It is more of a formal fragrance than a casual fragrance. It's a little more mature, a little more buttoned up, but it does have a mysterious, sexy side to it, I'd say. And I would also say it's completely unisex. When you first spray it on, maybe it comes across leaning a little bit more masculine, at least for me. But as it dries down, it heads right into the middle of unisex territory where a guy can wear it, a girl can wear it, anybody can wear it. Now the price is heavy. Yeah, $200 for this size bottle, which I got this size because I know I'm never gonna use it all. And then $350 for the big boy. It's not cheap. Thankfully though, the ingredient quality is there. Like I said, it comes together beautifully. Nothing sticks out like a sore thumb. Done perfectly. So even though the price is rough and the box is absolutely nothing to look at, the fragrance is worth the price. And it would have to be because, I mean, you're not really gonna find that discounted. And because I know the cost is very high on this fragrance, I'll do a giveaway so that one of you can try it out. So all you have to do if you want to be entered is like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not, and leave a comment below. Just tell me what your favorite Chanel fragrance is. Pretty simple, pretty easy. About 10 days from now, I'll pick a winner, post it up on the community tab of the YouTube channel. If you're subscribed, you should see it. If you're the winner, hit me up. I'll make a decant up for you and send it out to you so you can try it out. So there we go, Chanel Le Lion. Really dig it. And this is one I can't wait to wear this winter, really test it out in the middle of the coldest part of the year. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for your support. Stay safe out there. If you want to enter that giveaway, do it. And I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.